Alright, so getting ready to do some sound deadener in this Jeep for the roof. I've already done the doors a little bit and the sides, but this roof is pretty bad. So I guess the first part is going to be taking the headliner out. So I got a lot of rattles and roof flecks, and you can see my headliner material's kind of falling down, so I might get around to doing that. Most likely I won't, but it doesn't really bug me too much. But either way, gotta take that down because this roof sounds like a tin can, really. And the roof support braces have separated from the roof, so when you hit them low notes with the bass, it just completely just rattles this car. And maybe I'll get some better sound quality out of the system once we upgrade. I also added an 8-inch recently also for mid bass, and then there's the 12s in my 4th order JeepAndBass. But we're gonna get started here. Now the fun part of taking the headliner out. Alright, so I'm getting ready to pull this headliner down. This is about the worst thing to do in any vehicle. It's the hardest part. Especially if you have a little truck like this. You can't get it out without having the back window out. Luckily this is a hatchback, so you know, it's being a Jeep. But yeah, pretty much gotta take everything down that has anything to do with the roof. All these pillars right here, and then up front too. All the dome lights, visors, seat belts for this car. So a lot of work, but we'll see how it looks. All right, so we got a lot of the stuff down, so we can pull the headliner. The headliner is just holding right now from these little hooks, and so I'm gonna have to try to get it down. There's some of the parts out of the car, some screws, all that good stuff. I put a towel over the speakers so it keep it from anything happening. But I'm going to see how this does, and then I'll show you what the roof looks like. Okay, so I got the headliner down, so now we're just bare roof. Pretty noisy, and I guess I'm going to have to explain after you see this.
Squad hallway all day.
Yeah, now you see why I need sound deadener. So I guess the next step is they had some factory stick in here, stickum stuff. I gotta try to clean that out as best as I can, and then I'm going to Home Depot and getting some like roofing stuff. It's it dries really rubbery and tangible, so it stays kind of stretchy, but it sticks really well. I've used it to seal sub boxes, and works really great. So I thought, well, I'll just use it on the roof to adhere these, and then we're doing sound deadener on everything else, a couple layers, and then the headliner goes back on. But yeah, it's a lot of work because there's a lot to clean. Alright, so I'm getting ready to put some stickum up here to get the stuff. You can see the factory stuff has come apart. And get some better stuff. I use this roof and flashing material. That's what I use to seal up my speaker boxes. And it's a really good material. It sticks well, and it does stretch quite a bit. So even if the roof did decide to move slightly, it wouldn't pull that off. It would just kind of stretch with it. But it'll keep it from making noise, and it should keep the roof together with these braces. And then I got a new caulking gun, yeah, so I got 3 tubes of this. Hopefully it'll go that far. Not much else to say about that. I'll just have to get going. But I did get some plastic. I'm going to try to cover everything up the best I can. I get another piece for those seats, and then we'll see how it does. Just major thing is just going to try to wipe this gap out as good as I can, make sure there's no dust or particles, and then we should be able to do that. And then I already cut out some pieces of wood, like little 2x2s I had laying around, to put in here and prop it up and kind of get it up towards the roof while that stuff dries for a few days. So here's a few pieces. Just prop it up in there. Boom. But I think this is going to be pretty messy, and this stuff actually does smell a little bit. So we'll have to see how that does. But I found that the smell usually goes away after a while. But make sure to wear gloves while doing this stuff because it doesn't come off. But, I use it in speaker boxes for sealant, and it's pretty much the best thing I can think of. But I didn't use it in this box actually. I cut the panels close enough to where the glue itself acted as a seal, plus it's a ported box mainly, so it wasn't a big deal. But for sealed boxes, I recommend using this stuff. It's Loctite. You can get it for like $6 at Home Depot. Good stuff. But it does smell. It smells like chocolatey tar, really. But I'm gonna go ahead and do this and then fill you guys in once I get there. Alright, so I got one tube up. I've done this brace, and if you can see it, that brace, but this one took the most because it was out in the middle. Then I got it jacked up on a few pieces of wood here, squeezing that stuff up in there. If you can see it, stuff is really messy and sticky, so always wear gloves. And then if you're doing it in a car, cover it up. I just got a bunch of plastic, laid it out. But now I'm actually going to let this stuff sit for about 2 days. But I'm not done. I have to do the next one, as you can see. And then also, you guys never seen it on YouTube, but my headliner has been coming down quite a bit. I don't know if I can't get it, but you can see it's moving. This whole entire thing, it needs redone. I did this side already just to try it out. I used actually like carpet glue from housing, and I spread it really thin so it wouldn't seep through. And actually it doesn't look too bad. I just reused the old material because I don't feel like buying new material, but it doesn't look like it's going to come up very easy. And I might just staple these edges, I'm not sure, just to keep it up. But I'm going to do the rest. I picked up some more of this carpet glue. I'll show you. It's sticky too, but they call it vinyl adhesive, but it's the same stuff. But you spread that real thin with like a little scratcher, scraper thing, and then you just put this stuff back on. I mean, I did the best I could with the old material. It's got a few little imperfections, but I mean, it's 20-year-old material on this thing, so you know how that is. I'm not even going to worry about these mirrors because it wasn't really falling down. It just has a little bit of wrinkles, but or these visors. But I'm going to do that too, and I guess I'll throw that in the video too. But let's call this video the roof rebuild, I suppose. But we're getting there. Alright, so I think I'm pretty much done for the day. And tomorrow I'll let this set up too. But it's all up there. I put it as good as it'll go. I pretty much went through 3 bottles to do this. It might look a little messy, but I'll try to clean it up a bit. And then deadener will go right over it, no problem. But just tried to fill up that gap as good as I could. Just really squeeze it in there since you can't really get access in there so easy. But putting these pieces of wood up kind of helps squeeze it around and get it where it should be. And once those come down, it might pull the roof down slightly with it, but I think you'll even out just perfect where it needs to be. Just kind of like factory. But it's kind of time consuming. And then this stuff, it's already kind of sticky coming out of the bottle, so squeezing it out of the bottle is really tough. So hands get tired. Just make sure that you have plenty of time to work with this stuff, and it stays tangible for quite a while, so not a big deal. But yeah, so I'll start filling you guys in again once I get sound deadener going. Here's a small piece I have here from when I did some of the other parts, but I just ordered 75 square feet, and we'll see how far that gets us. I want to at least get a layer on the roof, and then I still have to do this left side all along here because it's doing pretty bad. And I think I already did this. Yeah, I did a layer right there, but I'm going to double that up because there's a speaker right there and help that out. So yeah, slowly but surely. Alright, so I've had this sitting up here for about most of the day now because I started this morning. Don't know if you can see it with the camera, but stuff is really tacky now. But it's going to get about another 24 hours before I take these down and move the car or anything. And of course, no base for a while until that stuff really cures. So I don't move the roof. And then I ended up doing the headliner. Actually didn't turn out cosmetically very well, but at least it's all stuck now. It's not flapping around. But I had some glue splots and stuff. It's not really anything to be proud of. But I do plan on getting a new one, so it's not a big deal. But at least it's not hanging. But yeah, so this roof is getting done. So I guess this will kind of complete this video. I'm thinking what I'm going to do is the next video is going to be doing the sound deadener, so I'll name that something else. But yeah, this is going to be nice. It doesn't move now. I mean, it's completely solid. Oh wow, it's a lot more solid. But you have sound deadener on there, and it sounds really good. So so far so good. So check out the next video. We're gonna have sound deadener going. I'll put a link eventually once I get that up.